benefits, protecting your house, your property, that's the main benefit.
I would urge anyone in Cheshire to give it a go. You've got absolutely nothing to lose.
Coming together and chatting to people and sharing ideas and concerns is part of what a coordinator role is about.
It shows the neighbourhood that we have a connection with the police. It shows a sense of community spirit.
When lockdown happened around 2020, said, should we start a neighbourhood watch scheme? I knew that it gives you that excuse, it gives you a reason to want to speak to your neighbours. And I think in many ways, lockdown gave us a reason, it gave us that excuse to try and approach people, and we've seen that nationwide, haven't we? So I think having that structure in place, you have a reason to get in contact with your neighbours and a reason to branch out, and that's when it all starts. It's that talking to each other and then it kind of snowballs. We have a team of people. The lovely thing about having a community is that there is loads of people with different skills, probably skills that you didn't even know about. So getting those people together, I'm not green-fingered at all, I'm terrible, everything I touch dies. So having this wildlife area that's been set up, so we've got a wildflower meadow. We've had a couple of residents that have gone and done training with Chester Zoo and become wildlife champions. So they've really taken it on board because that's where their skills are.
Involved in the watch for about 40 years, since it started. People are more friendly now. They don't mind you knocking on the door and having a chat or inviting you in. People are now more into it, definitely more into it, because of the high incidence of burglaries. There's only been one burglary on this road. Guess where it was? Here. We'd popped out, we'd been to a friend's, 30 minutes, came back, came in through they broke the glass in this door. It sounds like a bomb going off. The lady next door was at work, there was nobody in there, so he got in and did what he wanted to do. I actually disturbed villains next door. They were both out and they got the sheet out and they were putting stuff in the sheet, and a car I didn't recognise in the front. So I shouted to them and they scarpered, but they left the sheet with all the stuff in it. So I didn't lose anything. We do anything anybody asks us next door. They want me to water the plants, tomatoes, etc., etc. We started, she's no longer here now, but the lady had 2 dogs. Now I used to walk the dogs for her. We also look after, as you've seen, a cat. We don't shrink from anything.
I started in 1984. When I started, they asked for volunteers. One of my dear neighbours said yes. Janice will do it. So that's how I started. It shows a sense of community spirit, because when I started this group, I live in the middle of the street, and I realised that people from one end didn't really know the people from the other end. Recently, I've been helping our PCSO house to house, which has taken quite a lot of time and explanation, with the DNA selector kits, and I've handed out loads of those to most people. Some people are away, but everybody I've spoken to has been interested. But that takes up some time, obviously, going house to house and trying to get people, in from work and that sort of thing. So there again, the community spirit. People, I've G'd them up, and people are quite keen to participate in that.
Our PCSO keeps us informed of what's going on in the area, It's brilliant.
She's wonderful.
She's excellent.
Lots of people know her. She makes herself known. She walks the beat. She walks round. She's friendly, approachable. Before the pandemic, she ran surgeries, if you like, in the community centre, where coordinators were invited. It was about 3 or 4 times a year, just to go, and there was coffee and biscuits, and we all got together and exchanged our ideas. And there again, it was promoting the trust and respect of the police, which is important.
My role as PCSO, the Neighbourhood Watch coordinators, are essential because they're my eyes and ears. Sadly, one of the main crimes at the moment is I'm running a problem profile at the library here within Cuddington. a lot of antisocial behaviour caused by our little youths, not only going in the library, being abusive towards staff, but also in the evening, graffiti around the corner. Coordinators are essential to our community. They're there to do my role when I'm off duty, so I can't be here 24/7, so I make them aware of the issues and they make me aware. They ring it through, they go and reassure all the members of the incident, and if they occur, anyone comes door knocking, to ring it through.
I've been involved in Neighbourhood Watch for over 10 years. I first became involved back then. I was working in a different part of Cheshire, working long hours, commuting long distances, sometimes staying away overnight. At that time, there happened to be an article in the local village magazine advertising Neighbourhood Watch. So I looked into it. I asked my neighbours. We all thought it was a good idea. And I volunteered to be the coordinator for a number of houses. So that's how my Neighbourhood Watch journey began all those years ago. 40 years ago, Neighbourhood Watch was known as Home Watch, and it actually began in Mollington in 1982. And interestingly, I have received a letter from a son of a gentleman who started it in Mollington, and I'd just like to read out a little bit of that letter, which is quite heartwarming. He says, this is from David Cooper, and he says, "My father, Harold Cooper, started the first Home Watch in Mollington, which was the first in the country, and the police representative was Graham Andrew. My father died several years ago, but Graham is still alive. It all started to assist the local bobby, who had a massive area to cover and was believed that the community could help by keeping an eye on each other's property and making a note of unusual happenings and suspicious vehicles in the area. The rest, they say, is history." In terms of the future, I would say Neighbourhood Watch, it isn't hard, it isn't complicated, it isn't time consuming. Research shows that being a member of a Neighbourhood Watch scheme does reduce the incidence of crime in that particular area. So I would encourage people of Cheshire to have a go. You've got absolutely nothing to lose and you've got lots to gain.